Hello, and welcome to the Road Home, Dane County's 18th annual Homes for Families fundraising breakfast. My name is Gabe Doyle, and I'm the Chief Health Initiatives Officer at the Foundation for Black Women's Wellness, and I'm also a proud member of the Road Home's Board of Directors. As a longtime advocate for this amazing organization, it is an honor to be able to introduce today's program. Over the next half hour, the Road Home staff, donors, and supporters will update you on all of the great work that has taken place at our agency during the past year. And you will learn more about the life-changing impacts of this work, hearing directly from several of the families we are so honored to serve. If you're here with us today, it's because you share my conviction that every child deserves a stable, supportive home. I know most of us are feeling like we're being pulled in 1,000 different directions each day by family, by our work, by our obligations to our communities and the ones we love. But the fact that you've dedicated your time and attention to attending this year's breakfast tells me you're committed to doing your part to end family homelessness in Dane County. We appreciate your generous support, and we hope that today's program leaves you feeling energized and excited about all that's to come at the Road Home. By the end of 2022, the Road Home will have served over 250 families, including more than 500 children, through a variety of housing programs, all built around holistic, family-driven case management. Year after year, this approach continues to demonstrate its effectiveness, with more than 9 in 10 families exiting the Road Home's programs remaining stably housed 1 year later. However, while we continue to learn more and more about what works, we must ensure that our community continues to invest adequately in proven solutions. That's why I'm so excited to kick off the Road Home's one and only annual fundraising event, which each year brings in hundreds of thousands of dollars that go directly towards helping families experiencing homelessness reach their full potential. I'd like to start with a special thank you to our partners at UW Health for their generous contribution to our breakfast fundraiser. Thank you. I'd also like to extend my gratitude to our visionary level sponsors, whose amazing contributions made it possible for the Road Home to host this breakfast for the 18th consecutive year. Next, I'd like to commend our champion level sponsors for their generous support. We truly appreciate your commitment to making Dane County a better place for all of our families. I'd also like to thank our partner level sponsors for helping to make today's event a reality. And thank you to our advocate level sponsors. Last but certainly not least, thank you to everyone in attendance for making this year's breakfast possible. We truly appreciate our friend level sponsors, our wonderful table hosts, and the hundreds of local supporters here with us today for taking action to combat family homelessness in our community. And thank you to the Road Home staff, leadership, board of directors who work so tirelessly to maximize the impact of every dollar we raise. Finally, I'd like to thank every single family enrolled in the housing programs offered by the Road Home. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for sharing with us your lives, your aspirations, your challenges, and your triumphs. Your strength and resilience are an inspiration to us all. Now I will turn it over to Enadina, a recent graduate of the Heart Room program who generously shared her story with you all during last year's event. Thank you, Enadina, for joining us today.
Hola, mi nombre es Enedina y me gradué del programa del Road Home en junio el año pasado. Compartí mi historia con ustedes durante este año. El apoyo que recibí del Road Home me permitió apoyar más a mis hijos en la escuela, en sacarlos adelante, en tener una mejor vida. Recién renové mi contrato de alquiler por un tercer año en mi casa y eso estoy orgullosa de mí misma porque he logrado muchas cosas, muchas metas y estoy orgullosa de mis hijos porque uno de ellos se pudo graduar de la escuela high school Y pues estoy feliz porque el programa Roam Home, ellos me ayudaron bastante, me apoyaron bastante, apoyaron mucho a mis hijos, les ayudaron a tener recursos, le ayudaron a poderse meter en un equipo de fútbol. La vivienda es razonable y estable, es importante porque así no tienes que estar preocupándote, estar estresándote dónde vas a vivir, dónde vas a rentar, dónde vas a tener un lugar para tus hijos. Me gusta bastante, estoy muy agradecida con el programa Run Home porque ellos me ayudaron a conseguir esa vivienda y estoy feliz ahí, gran espacio, gran jardín para que los niños puedan jugar. Y pues todo se puede en esta vida y hay que echarle ganas y no desanimarse. Ellos te pueden ayudar buscándote los programas donde tú puedes aplicar, te pueden ayudar en la situación que tú te encuentres, ellos te pueden ayudar. Y pues gracias por unirse a nuestra presentación virtual y por compartir nuestra creencia de que todos los niños merecen un hogar. Juntos podemos hacer de nuestra comunidad un lugar mejor para todos. Gracias.
Hello, my name is Joshua Jackson, case manager here at the Road Home in our Rapid Rehousing Program. Today I'm going to be reading you a poem called Poem by Miss Moore. This is our base, our favorite place, our beginning and end to each day. It's our triumph and glory that these walls tell stories, as they soak up all we do and say. This is our space. Each corner is laced with items we've chosen with care, from sweet scented candles to fixtures and handles. The atmosphere just right to share. So near or so far, wherever we are, no matter where we choose to roam, we live and learn, but always return. This place we call home.
My name is Marissa Barbara Smith. I am a case manager here at the Road Home. I help families reach their goals here at the Road Home during their stay. We work on different things. I help them with schools, I help them with their kids, and pretty much point them in the right direction. Usually when we get a new family here, everything's new to them. They tell me their stories of where they came from, how things were back in the past, and I always let them know, well, you're here now, and this is what we're going to focus on from here and moving forward. And it's motivational. It's nice to see the kids' faces. It's nice to see them build that relationship with them as well. Let them know, like, hey, there's an extra person here to help. I am the liaison between the property manager and the families here. So the person in between, to make sure that the families still have a voice while communicating with the property manager, and also basically partnering with the property manager to help the residents stay here be much better. Here we have one of our units. This is a 2-bedroom standard unit, fully refurbished. We have the kitchen here, nice new sink for our families. When they usually first come in here, they see the place and it's just, wow. There's actually a family coming here at 1 o'clock today to sign their lease for this unit. They haven't seen this unit before, so when they get here, hopefully she brings the kids. They get to see their new rooms and go from there. We'll talk about furniture. We'll talk about anything that they need right now in order for them to feel comfortable in their unit. To know that, it takes a village to raise a child. And that's definitely true, especially, with parents who have kids, you're never really truly ready. And to have like that extra support, that extra advocacy makes it a little more obtainable, a little easier, a little less stressful. Because as parents, we care about our kids a lot. And to know that we have the community behind us, that give us the empowerment to want to do more.
My name is Jordan Turner. I go to college at University of Wisconsin-Madison. I do play football there, and I'm currently a junior there. Giving back to the community is important to me because I believe that, once you're at a stage in your life and you feel like you have opportunities, you have time to give back to your community or communities that support you, it really shows a difference and it makes you a well-rounded person. This is an organization who's not working for themselves, they're working for people that need help. And that's important when you know I'm good, but these people aren't good, so I gotta do something about it. I love home, and I love family. Those are big, I'm a big person about family and having a secure home, having somewhere you can be safe, you can be yourself at the end of the day. So that kind of brought me to the road home. It was well, that's basically how I feel, so why not help these kids, have the right, have a house that they can go home to and feel themselves and feel safe. I want kids to have a better future because, they're our future presidents, our future doctors, they're the next generation that's gonna help our country and our world function well. So if we don't help them now, that's only gonna tell us how the future's gonna go. I think stable housing is important because myself personally, I need a stable home to know that at the end of the day, I got somewhere to be where I can be myself. I can do what I need to do to finish the day. And plus, it's nice to be able to say, oh, I can go home and take a nap. It's nice to say, oh, I can go home, watch TV, or I can just go home, read a book, just that kind of security of having a place that you can go when you have nowhere else to go. I wish for my community to be better than what I had it. I feel like everything can always be improved, and I just wish that my community can be better for the next generation of kids that go through the same thing, and they just have more resources and more help. You should support the World Home because this is a wonderful organization with wonderful people working in it, and they're working for the right idea.
Sometimes you just need a little breeze for your kite to take off and fly. That's what the Road Home gave to me. I'm honored today to be able to share my experience with the Road Home. Hi, my name is Carrie, and some of you may remember me from speaking here before. Lately, I've been reflecting on what I like to call spiritual markers in my life. In 2012, I found myself without stable housing with my 2 young boys. I connected with the Road Home of Dane County and received housing and support through the Housing and Hope program. Only after a short stay in the housing program, I was able to regain the stability I needed and to move into new housing with my sons. That's all it took to reignite my desire to live and become. To become is a lesson if your heart is open to it. The lesson is within the experience. That experience changed my perspective in life, and your perspective influenced my perception. I was able to see and show my children a new and bright future. So I decided to enroll into MATC and earn my degree in Baking and Decorating Arts program to be a professional pastry chef. I took my passion for a plant-based lifestyle and opened Madison's very first 100% all-vegan bakery. I even shipped cakes nationwide to some of the most amazing people like Miss Tabitha Brown, Alicia Silverspoon, and Sky Marshall, just to name a few. Though I did close the doors at the beginning of 2021 because of COVID, but I am so super proud of what I accomplished. Hopefully, in the near future, I'll be able to reopen my bakery. So, continuing to keep a positive outlook in life, I've decided to adjust my lens and focus on the many creative talents and passions for healthy cooking. In doing so, It led me to write a book called Let's Get Juicy, juice recipes for cleansing and to align the chakras. I also facilitate group juice challenges and cleanses virtually. After pursuing numerous goals, that is when I decided to revisit a dream I dreamt over 20 years ago. Earlier this year, I published my first children's book on Amazon called Goodnight Journey Bound, based on my son's journey when he was 2 years old. And currently, I am in the works of completing a couple of follow-up children books in the hopes of creating a series as well. I hold close to the support I've received from the road home because not only did it change my perception, it changed the direction of my life. For this, I am forever thankful. Peace and so much love. Thank you.
So Courtney is doing what we all someday wish to do, and that is tapping into entrepreneurship.
The name of my business is Luscious Beauty by Courtney. I knew that I was capable of going back to work or working, but I wasn't mentally fit to work at a typical 9 to 5, and I wanted something that was mine. So I looked into how to open up my own business. And so I took a few courses with a program called WIBIC, enrolled into the FSET program. And from there, pretty much I've been teaching myself how to manage, run, and operate my business.
That is excitement for us. It is also inspiration in so many ways. It says that this family has overcome what systemically they wasn't supposed to overcome, and that they're now reaching deep, stepping past, moving past their fears that may be present, and they're saying, I'm ready to own what's meant to be for me.
She's very focused, she's full of energy and ideas and creativity, and she totally inspires me. I think she inspires a lot of people. My name is Jen Hughes. I work as a housing case manager, basically just helping to provide stability, support, consistency.
So the way that the Road Home staff intentionally supports families from a cultural humility and a trauma-informed care lens is through recognizing that each person is an individual.
I've been through a lot, struggled with homelessness. I'm disabled, and doing this all disabled on a fixed income. Like I said, I just knew I was capable of more, and this last change, I ended up moving back home homeless after being a victim of domestic abuse. And I don't mind talking about this because I want people to know me, and just in case anyone else is maybe going through the same thing, having doubts in themselves, have been through the same thing, I want them to know that you are capable of more.
While our mission is to support families experiencing homelessness, we also want to ensure that we are supporting them in things that could interrupt their ability to maintain stable housing. So we are intentional with building partnerships and collaborating with local organizations that supports mental health, supports substance use support, educational support, along with an increasing folks' income. So while our case managers will support people in resume building, job search, etc., we also tap into entrepreneurship. Courtney has identified a need for herself and has been able to identify that similar need to other folks within our community.
And it took a very long time for me to be this outspoken. It took a very long time to stand up for myself, realize what I want. My saying is life should look and feel as beautiful as you.
We all know exactly what we want, and what that means is we all know exactly what we need. It just takes for that one person to show belief in what they want for their own life journey, for them to take the step forward. And that's what we as case managers see ourselves as being.
When it's time to pick yourself up, don't do it for anybody else, do it for yourself. And that's where I want my products to come in play for my clients and customers. I want my products to make you feel like you're it, you're special, you feel good.
Hi, my name is Kyle Von Ruden. I'm the Community Engagement Manager at the Road Home, Dane County. I will be reading the poem Coming Home by Mary Oliver. When we are driving in the dark on the long road to Provincetown, when we are weary, when the buildings and the scrub pines lose their familiar look, I imagine us rising from the speeding car. I imagine us seeing everything from another place, the top of one of the pale dunes, or the deep and nameless fields of the sea. And what we see is a world that cannot cherish us, but which we cherish. And what we see is our life moving like that, along the dark edges of everything, headlights sweeping the blackness, believing in 1,000 fragile and unprovable things, looking out for sorrow, slowing down for happiness, making all the right turns, right down to the thumping barriers to the sea, the swirling waves, the narrow streets, the houses, the past, the future, the doorway that belongs to you and me.
The Road Home started in 1999, originally called the Interfaith Hospitality Network. Shortly after, we did change our name to the Road Home, Dane County. Obviously, our main goal is housing stabilization and finding and maintaining housing, but we also go into education and job searching and daycare and mental health services. We also focus on trauma-informed care work and harm reduction and those models. It is a family type atmosphere and culture, and also a culture that never stops growing. And I think that's very important to me. I know there's a lot of agencies that do a lot of good work and provide support for the community. But what I hear over and over again from other community members and from families that we serve is that people really feel supported. All positions that we have are kind of supported by one another. So our executive director does work directly with our case managers sometimes, and our case managers will work with our development director or our program directors, and it's all interconnected. As an agency, we make sure that we are serving the community the best way we can, knowing who our community is. And so as an agency, we focus on things such as anti-racism work, making sure that we look into our policies and procedures to make sure that we're not missing things that could negatively impact the families that we are serving. So ultimately, the families that we serve are our leaders of the agency, and we can't do the job that we want to do unless we listen to them, get direction from them, understand, the things that are affecting them on a daily basis.
Hello, I'm Karen Golden, and I'm a donor of the Road Home. I grew up in the Madison area, so Madison is just a great place to live, and it kind of breaks your heart when you hear about kids that don't have a home. Everybody should have a place to call home.
I think Madison has a lot of great things, but sometimes we forget about those that don't. And as parents of 4 kids, for us, we have empathy for others, and we want all children to have a place to call home. And no, that just shouldn't, in Dane County, that should never happen. Kids don't have a place to call home. Our community can do better, and there's always the opportunity to do better, and let's just strive to get better. I think you do great work and help. I think there's no better calling than helping families find a home.
Hi, my name is Lydia and I support the Road Home. I feel it's important to give back to the community and kids in the community because they give so much to others. I want to give back because it's the most I can do, and I know that every little thing I do to help brings a lot of joy to others. Helping the community is important to the Girl Scouts because we know the hardships and we know how to build skills, how to teach others, and we want to see a smile on our kids' faces.
Hi, my name is Addie and I support the Road Home. If people donate to the Road Home, then more kids will have homes and places to feel comfortable in.
I want others to feel that. I want them to feel the same way that I do, and I want them to be able to go to one place that they know they can always call home. And they know that these people are helping them and they can always count on them.
Thank you to the Golden family and the Badgerland Girl Scout Troop 2044 for sharing some of the reasons they continue to support the Road Home. And a big thank you to Courtney for sharing her inspiring story of entrepreneurship. And to our partner, Stonehouse Development, who provides housing opportunities to so many families in our community. Hello again, Gabe Doyle here from the Road Home's Board of Directors. I hope you have enjoyed our program thus far. The staff, families, and donors you've heard from have done a wonderful job showcasing the breadth of experience and perspectives represented across the Road Home's spectrum of programs and services. My experience with the Road Home began this past winter, and I've been impressed and inspired by the work this team does day in and day out. I'm happy to be able to contribute as a board member. Throughout my time with the organization, I've helped to welcome new team members, seen new programs created, new partnerships formed, and witnessed indelible achievements. And throughout it all, the Road Home staff's determination to help families reach their full potential has never wavered, and therefore, neither has my support for the critical work they're doing in our community. Over the past year, our staff has risen to meet new challenges, and our families have continued to pursue their goals with tenacity and grit. As we look toward 2023, I firmly believe the Road Home is poised to have its best year on record, reaching an even greater number of families with life-changing services while drawing on its expertise and reputation to advocate for meaningful change in how we combat homelessness in Dane County. To reach these heights, the Road Home needs our support, now more than ever. Currently, nearly 100 families in Dane County are on the waiting list to move from homelessness into housing programs, while family shelter capacity remains far below the actual need. As a result, every single day, hundreds of families in our community are forced to make extremely difficult choices, doubling up in apartments with family or friends, sleeping in vehicles in poorly lit parking lots, or spending scarce funds on hotel rooms to keep a roof over their children's head for just one more night. Ultimately, family homelessness is a collective problem that requires a collective solution, which means we all have to do our part to create a society where every child has a safe, stable home. So today, I ask you, will you contribute to the fight against family homelessness by donating to the Road Home? Will you, to the extent you are able, provide financial support for life-changing programs that help families like Enadina and Courtney's reach their full potential? At the Road Home, every dollar matters in the effort to end family homelessness. For example, $100 provides 1 month of utility assistance, keeping the lights on and the water running for a family in need. $250 funds 2 full months of case management for a household in one of our programs, while $500 can offer sufficient rental assistance to help a family secure a new apartment or avoid an eviction. Additionally, those who are able to make an even larger impact through reoccurring gifts and multi-year sponsorship pledges. If possible, consider becoming a new Homes for Families Society member at one of the following levels. Sponsor a child by pledging $1,000 per year for 5 years, which covers the cost of providing the Road Home services for one child over that time frame. Sponsor a family by pledging $5,000 per year for 5 years, which will literally allow a family to transition from homelessness into a stable home. Finally, many of you are part of a company, a foundation, or just be in a position to give a little bit more. If that's the case, consider sponsoring a home through an annual contribution of $10,000 over 5 years, which is enough to cover the cost of 1 year of housing for an entire family. For those of you who commit to joining us as a new member of the Homes for Family Society, I welcome you to the team, and I thank you for your generous support. And to all the current society members in attendance, we are extremely grateful for your partnership, and we encourage you to consider extending or increasing your pledge if at all possible. To make your contribution, please head to the webpage listed at the bottom of the screen or scan the QR code displayed on the screen to the Road Homes website. Table hosts, please provide the donate link for your guests now, and to those of you watching live, please click the link in the chat to donate. You may donate directly using your credit card, PayPal, or you may pledge to make your donation. The website also contains contact information for the Road Home staff members who will be happy to speak with you directly to arrange for a contribution that is appropriate for you and your family. On behalf of the Road Home, I would like to close today's program by thanking each and every one of you for your time, consideration, and support. Each year, our breakfast fundraiser brings in more than half of our agency's annual private donations, and we deeply appreciate your commitment to once again making this event successful, impactful, and inspirational. Thank you for sharing our belief that every child deserves a home.